Could you imagine if we had some sort of decryption key to be able to manipulate our reality if we're in a simulation? There's been this experiment that's been going around. You probably already heard of it. It's called the DMT Laser Experiment. Now, the gentleman's name that originally discovered this is Danny Goler. And it's basically a theory that says that when people take and if you were to shine a laser onto any surface, that they're going to see patterns, symbols, some even say a digital computer code.
God, come on.
Wow, what the fuck? Holy shit. I just saw something. Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh, I've seen that. I feel it.
I've been under the influence of mind-altering substances a lot, but I've never seen anything like that. Whoa.
I showed over 100 people, and I kept asking myself, how are all of us seeing the same thing?
Oh my God. It's changing shapes right there.
The laser was revealing numbers and letters running in a pattern.
They're almost like this big here, and it looks like code.
It looked like...
That was a thick laser.
That's why I told you.
Something, and I just want to take a picture of it and translate it.
But all these people that actually go through this experiment are saying that this is proof that our reality isn't natural, that it's more like a highly advanced simulation. You know, the same way these video game worlds are generated using a computer code. Now, a good friend of Danny's is Chase Hughes. Chase Hughes is a behavior profiling expert who trained different government agencies. But being a good friend of Danny's, he was able to take part in this experiment also, and he confirmed everything on the Sean Ryan show.
Lasers with ones and zeros visibly inside of the laser.
So let me just set this up. So if you bought like a DeWalt laser level at Home Depot and it paints that line across the wall, and then you put something in front of the laser to kind of diffuse it. So you take it from being a really thin laser line and then spread that sucker out so it's like 6 inches wide, big fat line of laser on the wall. And then you get somebody that's on DMT or psychedelics, almost any psychedelic, I think. When you look at that, you can see, number one, you can see through the wall.
You can see through the wall.
You can see through the wall.
Where the laser is or just through the wall?
Right where the laser is, you can see through the wall. You can even put it on your arm, and the code changes on your arm. If your arm gets in front of where the wall is, the code is completely different.
Are you
I saw this guy. His name is Danny Goler. And he's one of my good friends if you want to have him on. I want to try this out. So we flew to a place, we wound up flying to a place where DMT is not illegal. And we shine this thing on the wall, and I've never done DMT before until this day. While you are in the DMT state, you get close to the wall, and you can see code that looks kind of like alien writing, like you'd see, and then some that look like kanji, Japanese characters. But the thing is, when you're hallucinating something, like sometimes hallucinations change and warp and modify a little bit. This is permanent, solid. So like, and if you move your head, the code stays in the same place. And if you move the laser on the wall, like you take the laser level and scoot it up, different code reveals itself as the laser is moving. But the big thing is, why are we seeing code? And where is it coming from? And what is it made of? And why does everyone see the same exact characters if they're all looking at the same place?
Man, that is crazy.
It is bizarre. And if you put your arm in front of it, the code completely changes, but only right where your arm is.
Do you have any theories on this?
None.
Nothing.
Once you see it, like your ability to think that you have shit figured out is gone.
Did you hear that? Different code shows up even whenever you shine the laser on your arm. Now, I know they said that they have no clue what this could be, But Danny Goler was on the Danny Jones show, and he explains what he believes this code is. And I want you to listen closely.
You're seeing inside that laser, or what are you seeing? First of all, like, what does it look like, and what do you think it is?
Okay, so first of all, you see kind of like in the movie The Matrix, you see Japanese katakana characters mixed up with some I guess what looks like Hebrew letters with some regular numbers. If you arrange them in the right map, like this, for example,
Can you punch in on that?
It will create some kind of a function. You see how it's fractal like, and it goes into like all these functionalities. So if you know what to do, you know what they are, and you know what they represent, you literally can code a physical material to do something. So specifically, for example, you have a craft that can create anti-gravity. I'm just pulling it out of my ass right now, but let's say it can create anti-gravity with the right amount of magnetic field around it. Let's say, okay? It wouldn't be able to do it without the right arrangement of the symbols of the map, like this on it. Only when you put this on, it goes, okay, now I'm doing this thing. You see what I mean? So the code is so sophisticated that when it's designed, when the environment that it's designed to operate in recognizes these symbols to be in it, it instantiates the function automatically without you needing to put it in some kind of the hierarchy of everything we do in computers. So like right now you would have to put something in on the screen, you code something in, it goes through all the levels, through the compilers, into the logic gates that executes a function, and then there's an output. And these outputs you receive back as either a calculation, an image, whatever it is, right? Yeah. That's how computers work at the moment. Yep. So you don't have to do any of that. The proposition in this report, which I found very interesting and somewhat accurate to what I kind of already gathered from the space, is that the code is so sophisticated that it can literally code for the functionality of itself without you needing to put it through this chain of commands. The environment knows that it needs to do that when this code is present. So you can write with a Sharpie the right arrangement of these characters on a certain surface. That surface will now know it is functioning differently than what it does usually. Does that make sense? It makes sense that if the entirety of space-time is this environment that is designed to receive this code, if you put this code in the right arrangement, you can do anything with space-time. You just need to understand what it is. You need to know the Rosetta Stone. You need to know how to code.
Okay.
Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you understand what he's saying? Now, mind you, later on in this interview, he also says that the thing that closely resembles these images or these symbols are in the Palo Alto alien drone report, which is a whole other rabbit hole that I'll be making a video on later. Now, I know I'm not going to be able to explain every bit of what he just said, but part of it, basically, he's saying that with these symbols, these images, that if put in the correct order or sequence, we can basically manipulate anything within our reality. So if there was a key or a Rosetta Stone, say for instance, of the Matrix, we could basically change or command anything within our space-time. Now, you're probably asking, well, what does this have to do with aliens, UFOs? Well, what if these extraterrestrials had access to this Rosetta Stone? Do you think this is how they're able to achieve anti-gravity, faster than light travel, cloaking technology, and so many other things that are basically impossible to us? And do you think that these symbols are what we might be seeing on some of these crash retrievals and some of what these whistleblowers are speaking of? You remember the symbols that were on the I-beam from the Roswell crash? Or the Rendlesham UFO incident, Kecksburg, all these different symbols? Is it possible that this is what they are? And don't forget the Palo Alto carrot report that Danny mentioned. Yeah, just a few thoughts that I had and thought I'd share them with you.